Hello, everybody, and welcome into the broadcast. I am Samuel Reese coming to you live tonight, and it's a rematch of what was a feisty matchup 2 nights ago between the Washington Capitals and the Boston Bruins. To the starting goalies for Washington, it's the same goalie as we saw on Wednesday night, Vitek Vanacek between the pipes. And for Boston, it's Yaroslav Halak getting the start tonight. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in to the broadcast. Should be a fun one, just like on Wednesday night. In the season series, the Capitals lead 2-1. The Bruins have had both losses come in overtime and a shootout. So no regulation losses to the Caps for the Bruins. However, they have fell twice to them beyond regulation. All right, we're underway. The referees, Dean Martin and Pierre Lambert. Meanwhile, the linesmen for this one are Julian Fournier and Ryan Daisy. An early whistle just 12 seconds in and a stoppage in the action. I don't know why the whistle was blown. Ovechkin, Kuznetsov, and Sheary on the first line for Washington. It's Vrana, Backstrom, and Wilson on the second line. Panik, Eller, and Oshie on the third line. And then on line 4, it's Hagelin, Dowd, and Hathaway for the forwards. On defense, it's Dillon and Carlson on the first line for Washington. Orlov and Schultz on the second line. And then on the third line, it's Big Z, Zdeno Chara, as well as Nick Jensen. And that puck will get flipped into the Bruins bench area for a stoppage in play. I'll get to the Boston lineup in a moment, as the Bruins are currently 3 points back of the Washington Capitals in the standings. Face-off won by Boston. Let's get to the Boston lineup. Marchand, Bergeron, and Pastrnak as usual on the first line. Ritchie, Krejci, and DeBrusk making up the second line tonight. Frederick, Coyle, and Smith on the third line. And then on the fourth line, it's Bjork, Studnicka, and Wagner. Meanwhile, on defense, Zaboral and McAvoy on the first line for Boston. Grzelcyk and Carlo on the second line. And then on the third line, it's the new acquisition, Tenori, alongside Clifton. Frederick got a piece of that puck. It'll slide down into the Washington zone. And now Tenori back to it for the Bruins. Clifton will elevate it all the way into the offensive zone. And chasing it down is Jensen. Up the boards, Richard Panik. Now Tenori picks it off. Bruins back with it. Here is Clifton. Ritchie knocks it loose. And now holding for the Bruins is Jared Tenori. This will be sent all the way around, beyond the reach of Vitek Vanacek. Bjork all the way to the blue line. Bjork taps it forward, now down low. It's taken by Chris Wagner. Wagner pushed up against the boards, and now it's back up to the left point. Down low again. Kuznetsov gets Bjork off the puck and curls away from the defender. With it now is Brendan Dillon for the Capitals. Brought down the right wing by Kuznetsov. The backhand pass intercepted. And now it's flipped back into the neutral zone. Dillon, D-to-D pass as he finds Schultz. Bergeron around the boards. And he'll ice it for stoppage in play since we had that strange whistle that I didn't know what it was for about 12 seconds into the game. Nicholas Backstrom has 699 career assists. Alex Ovechkin has 713 career goals. The last team to have players with 700-plus goals and 700-plus assists was the 2003 and 04 Red Wings when Hull and Chirios combined to amass that record, as it's something very impressive to say the least. Face off back in the Bruins zone to the left of Halak. It's won by Boston. All the way around to Grzelcyk. Marchand now takes the puck, but it's lost in the end. The Capitals will bring it back the other way. This is flipped ahead, now moved out to the right wing. Here's Hagelin, plays it down low behind the Boston goal. Nice forecheck there. Grzelcyk able to push down off the puck, and now here come Boston. It's Coyle flying down the right wing. Coyle through the skates of Dmitry Orlov. Smith threw it in front. No one there to answer for the Bees. Now it's brought back the other way, and my goodness, a pounding collision right in front of the Boston bench. And McAvoy was on the wrong end of that hit, and he has gone down the tunnel. Not what you want to see early on for the Bruins. Here comes Jensen, who hasn't scored a goal in forever, by the way. Austin clear, and now back with it for the Capitals is John Carlson. Off TJ Oshie's skate. Now it's given to Lars Eller, and it's poked away in the end by Krejci. Krejci, who's just returning from injury. Now an indirect pass as Washington bring it back the other way. Here's Panik. Across the line, Carlson finds Dillon, and his shot was redirected. And in the end, it's snagged off the hop by Jaro Halak. Yeah, going back to that collision between Hathaway and McAvoy, McAvoy got absolutely dropped. Goodness me. A massive collision, and McAvoy headed straight for the locker room. Here's Carlo. Indirect pass. It can't clear the zone. And Ovechkin with a shot. That was turned aside. Here come Boston the other way. Pastrnak leaves it for Marchand. That was poked away at the last second. And now it's back with Washington. The diagonal pass from Kuznetsov picked off by Grzelcyk. Now Bergeron down the right wing. Fires one in, and that's saved by the right pad of Vitek Vanacek. Now Pastrnak reaches in for the steal, and that puck will go all the way into the Capitals' end. Sent ahead by Jensen. No icing here. 6 minutes played from TD Garden. Now Tom Wilson gets it deep. Bjork with it for Boston. Plays it high off the boards, and Studnicka unable to control. It's won by Nicholas Backstrom. Backstrom will now shovel it into the near corner, and chasing it down for the Capitals was Hathaway, and the puck ultimately deflects out of play. We have the first scrum of the game. That was only to be expected sooner rather than later. Tenori and Wilson in the midst of it. 13:24 to play, 0-0 between the Capitals and Bruins early on. I'm back in a flash. Stay tuned. Welcome back into the broadcast, everybody. Back from our first TV timeout of the game. Thanks for tuning in, as always. As we have no score in the early stages. Of course, on Wednesday night between these two teams, it was a 1-1 game that Washington took in a shootout. And McAvoy has returned to the Bruins bench, so that's good to see. The faceoff here comes to the right of Jaro Halak. Kicked out is Krejci, and in to replace him is DeBrusk. The puck poked back to Clifton. Krejci with some pressure, and it's won by Ovechkin. Shot through traffic, and making the save was Halak. A good opportunity there as it was fired in by Brendan Dillon. Now it's muscled out to center, one back by the Capitals. Here's Oshie with a shot. That's saved by Halak. Off the end boards, and now scooped cross ice by the Boston Bruins. Nick Ritchie across into the slot. Krejci's effort is wide. Now it's on the near side. Cycled high to Carlo. Carlo across the line. This effort ricochets off his skate. And now looking to clear is Carlson, but it's kept in the offensive zone by the Bruins. Panik shoved off the puck. Now the other way. Carlo fires one in from the neutral zone. That's turned aside, and now it's Kuznetsov. Taps it back to Orlov. Ovechkin out wide to Kuznetsov. He hits the brakes at the edge of the circle. Now into the slot. Orlov back out for Kuznetsov on the right wing. Kuznetsov shielding the puck. Finds Orlov at the line. Back to Kuznetsov. Feet across. Now sent in front. Save made by Halak with the left pad to deny Connor Sheary. And now at the other end, this puck chased down by Coyle. Coyle couldn't get it back to Craig Smith. Up and down action here. Now it's Sheary to Orlov. Orlov dispossessed. Nice stick lift by Coyle. Here come Boston in the offensive zone. Sent in front off the pad of Vanacek. Now it's chased down by Coyle. Frederick will leave it. Now it's picked up in the near corner by DeBrusk. DeBrusk leaves it for McAvoy. McAvoy deep, sends one in front. Fired in by Wagner. And it is blocked. Up and out of play for a stoppage in the action. The pace certainly picking up here. There's no doubt about that. Here now are the Capitals. Out to the neutral zone. Looking for Garnet Hathaway, but the pass intercepted. Now back the other way, it's Studnicka. Studnicka will flip it in off the end boards, and Chara gets a stick to it. The former Boston Bruin, of course, Zdeno Chara. Now it's DeBrusk who centers it right in the area of Bjork, but he couldn't get a stick on it. Now here come Washington the other way. Hagelin, cross corner. Now sent in deep by Nick Jensen. Brought back out by Boston. And chasing it down is Zdeno Chara. Chara will leave it. The Bruins will next be in action on Sunday at 5 Eastern time when they take on the New Jersey Devils. Pastrnak enters the zone. Ahead to Marchand. Out in front, and it's sent just wide. Patrice Bergeron with a point-blank opportunity. 10:22 to play in the opening period. Jared Tenori, if you don't know much about him, since he just came to Boston, it's his 6th season in the NHL. He's had a goal and 11 assists in 88 NHL games with 3 teams, the Canadiens, Coyotes, and Predators. He's the son of former NHL defenseman Mark Tenori. And he played his first game with Boston on Wednesday night against this Capitals team. As that will go down for an icing. Face off back in the Washington zone. Bergeron is tossed out, so in comes Marchand up against Nick Dowd in the draw, and Washington win it this time. Out to center, but right back into the possession of Boston. This will be swung around by Pastrnak. Can't be cleared. Pastrnak into Bergeron. Bergeron lost track of the puck, and Hagelin gets it out to center. Now it's Dowd. Over to Brendan Dillon. Now all the way in behind the Boston goal. Zaboral to Krejci. Krejci can't clear. Dowd to the far corner with Wilson. Wilson will swing it around to the near side. Now it's sent up high. Orlov's one-timer saved by Halak. And now it's brought out by Zaboral. Marchand, cross ice for Krejci. A physical battle as he and Schultz contest the puck. It's won by Washington. Nice stick handling out from the defensive zone. Tenori got the puck away, but not out. Now it's sent towards goal. Wide right of Halak. Carlo gets trounced into the board, stays on his feet somehow, and here's a one-timer. That saved Jakub Vrana with the opportunity. Now in the far corner, it's Orlov. Orlov around to the near side. Backstrom taps it. And now it's sent in front by Schultz. He now comes up with it. Here's Orlov in the high slot. Schultz fires. That's blocked in traffic. DeBrusque got in the way. And now it's out through center. And it'll be chased down by Schultz. 8.5 to play in the opening period. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Some Friday night hockey from TD Garden. No score in the first period. Chara to Jensen. The long diagonal. A chance here. The backhand effort denied. Halak says no to Lars Eller. And that save keeps the Capitals off the board. 8:10 to go in period one. We're scoreless in Boston. I'll be right back after this quick break. Don't go anywhere. All right, welcome back into the broadcast, everybody. Thanks, Alex, for tuning in. I appreciate it, Alex. Saw your comment. What did I think I should say about the Chara tribute? I thought it was a pretty good tribute, but there's it would be so much better with fans. You know what I mean? So it would be a lot better if there were fans for the tribute. But once there are fans in TD Garden, he'll get his real tribute. You know what I mean? It was a bit awkward, honestly, with no fans and him giving the tribute. But considering there are no fans, I thought it was pretty good. Obviously, Chara will always be a legend here in Boston. There's no doubt about that. No score. Back to action. McAvoy has it in the slot over to the left circle, and the one-timer is saved as Pastrnak had the effort. Now at the other end, it's Kuznetsov. Kuznetsov cross ice to the far corner. Ovechkin finds Shiri behind the goal. Now it's Dylan. Dylan down low. Now it's Kuznetsov. Traffic in behind the Boston net. Now it's played to Dylan, and his effort is blocked, cleared all the way down to Vanacek, who will leave it for Brendan Dillon. Now it's played laterally, and that will be icing as the pass had a bit too much pace on it. Yeah, absolutely, Alex. They'll definitely have his banner at the rafters, in the rafters at TD Garden. No doubt about that. Or have his number in the rafters. Yep. Yeah. It's still weird seeing him in a Caps uniform. It really is. I'm sure for you as a Caps fan yourself, it's probably a bit strange for you as well to even see it. Yes, that's poked away by Halak to the near corner. Fighting for the puck is Brandon Carlo. Now it's left for Zaboral. Ahead to Craig Smith. And it's controlled by Washington now. Brought ahead by Backstrom. Backstrom plays it to the end boards. Tenori gets there first. Now it's Ritchie. Cross ice. DeBrusk will collect it off the boards. DeBrusk with an indirect pass all the way down. No icing here as it's played by Vanacek. Lars Eller spins around, finds Chara. Chara taps it back, and now it's sent ahead by Nick Jensen. Tape to Oshie, sent in front, and the save made by Halak on a very good-looking redirection from Eller. It's an awfully tricky save to make for a goaltender when you have a puck sent out in front and redirected like that in the blink of an eye. Panik made a nice pass in behind Tenori, and then Halak made the save to deny Eller, who, by the way, is on a 4-game point streak with 4 goals and 2 assists in that span. Here's a chance, fired just wide by Ovechkin on the left wing. 4 scoring chances for Washington, 3 for Boston so far. Here is Bergeron, who's in. His effort denied by Vanacek. Now it's swung around to the near side. Up to the right point with McAvoy. McAvoy, diagonal pass. Bergeron controls it. Sends it out in front. The backhand shot. They score! Brad Marchand puts the Bruins in the lead. It went off the corner boards. Bergeron collected a nice pass out in front, and Marchand is there. And the Bruins strike first. How about that? Yep, Bergeron just shielding the puck, waiting for the right moment. Great backhand pass out in front, and Marchand with a composed finish on the backhand. Calm, cool, and collected finish. And Boston are on the board first. Well, how about that? 5.5 to play in the first period. It took until the third period to have a goal scored between these two teams last time around. As we have a penalty called here. So a penalty will be assessed, the first of the game. And so when the game resumes, it'll be Washington to the power play. Coyle goes to the box, just over 5 minutes to play. Brad Marchand with the goal for the Bruins. I'll be back after this quick break. Stay tuned. All right, welcome back into the broadcast, everybody. 5:16 to go in the opening period of play, and the Bruins have struck first. Speaking of Boston sports, the Red Sox are in action in spring training. They take on the Minnesota Twins tomorrow at 1 Eastern time as we approach opening day in the MLB. April 1st is when the season will open up. So Coyle to the box, and Washington have their first power play of the night. The Washington power play, 28%. That's fifth in the league. However, the Boston penalty kill is 88%, which ranks third in the league. Here's Bergeron. Short-handed shot off the end boards, and now Washington will work it out. Ovechkin to Backstrom. Now it's Oshie down to the end boards. Ovechkin backs it out of the air. Now it's moved to the far side. Here's Carlson to Vrana. Vrana into the circle. Plays it down low. Backstrom back to Vrana. Up against the wall. Now it's moved to the right point. Across the line, it's Carlson. Carlson once again to Vrana, who holds. Here's Ovechkin, cross ice, and losing the handle for a moment was Vrana. He finds his teammate Carlson, the high slot. Shot saved, rebound in front, and covering up is Jaro Halak. As he makes the save, the net was dislodged, and now a bit more feistiness between the teams. Carlson going at it with Chris Wagner, it appeared. 47 seconds remain on the power play. So far, so good in this first period from Jaro Halak. It does have to be said. Yeah, just absolute mayhem in front of the goal. Wagner had his helmet come off. It was actually Carlo going at it with Carlson, and then Oshie was looking to intervene. Then the referees finally came in to calm everyone down. But that's the type of night it's going to be. We saw that on Wednesday, and we're seeing that so far in this one. That's what I love about the schedule this year. We have a lot of these two-game series between the same teams, and with just divisional play, the same teams are meeting 8-9 times over the course of the season, so you do have some bad blood. By the way, that Marchand goal was his 11th of the season. Bergeron and McAvoy each notching their 13th assist respectively on the year. Halak knocks it for Jared Tenori, and that puck ricochets awkwardly. Short-handed chance. It is Studnicka. He shoots, but it's covered by Vanacek. Not the cleanest of shots from Studnicka. as I believe, let's see the replay here. This was quite the shorthanded opportunity. The puck ricocheted very awkwardly off the half boards, and then off to the races was Studnicka. But yeah, it was that stick lift at the very last second by Justin Schultz that threw off the shot by Studnicka, and he couldn't really get anything on that shot. A routine save ultimately for Vitek Vanacek. Only 14 seconds, though, remain on the man advantage for the Caps. Face-off won by Washington. Here's Lars Eller over to the left wing. He gets the return pass from Richard Panik. Now Conor Clifton holds for the Bruins. And the puck bounces up and out of play with 3:13 to go in the period. Well, as I said, the Bruins, the third best penalty kill in the National Hockey League, and they showed why over the course of those past 2 minutes. Washington really with no great opportunities. They did, in the early stages of that power play, have some sustained possession in the offensive zone, but the Bruins really didn't let them get any clean shots away. As this face-off heads Halak's way, he steers it aside. Now Panik out in front. Halak got to stick to it. Now on the right wing, it's sent cross ice. Off the boards, played behind Oshie. It's picked up by Craig Smith. Smith flying down the right wing, enters the zone. His shot blocked by a stick, and it's out of play for another stoppage. Under 3 minutes to go in the period. A good opening period for the Bruins, who lead 1-0. Two of the top teams, of course, in the division, and you could argue the league. 3 points separate the teams as the Bruins fell in a shootout to Washington on Wednesday night. Chara sends it ahead for Nick Dowd. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Much appreciated, as always, guys and girls. Hope you are enjoying some Friday night hockey. Gotta love it. Here is Tenori behind the Boston goal. Tenori has his pass deflected. Now it's fought for on the near side. Won by Hagelin. Hagelin plays it down low, and now Krejci will chase it down for Boston. And this will go all the way down. It did take a deflection. No icing on the play. Back to it is Zdeno Chara. One-time pass up the wall, and now it's brought in by Hagelin. Jakub Zboril looking to win the puck. Frederick blocks off the boards, and now the Bruins will work it out from their own end. Moved in the center with Smith. Now brought ahead, and Zboril with the entry. His last touch got away, and now Washington looking to counter. That pass played behind. It's won quickly back by the Capitals. Wilson lost his footing. Now Frederick gets popped on the far side. Sends it in deep. And now Dillon in control for the Caps. Chara, the outlet pass for Backstrom. Backstrom plays it in front of Rana, who will chase it down. Oh, a big hit delivered to the head by Wilson. That was a high hit and a dirty hit on Carlo. That has to be a penalty, folks. That's got to be a penalty right there. That's the definition of dirty. And Tom Wilson, we know, is a dirty player. That was a cheap shot. He got Carlo way high, and after he delivered that hit, he drew some blood from the nose. Perhaps deserved, you could say. Yeah, first Frederick got absolutely popped by Wilson, and then came the incident along the end boards where Wilson just came in headhunting. That is dirty. That's disgusting right there. That's what it is. He's going right for the head of Brandon Carlo. And Carlo immediately went down. Cross check to the back of the head. That has to be a major, folks. That has to be. If that's not a major penalty, then, I mean, come on, you know? This is This was blatant. This was blatant. And the referees are talking it over. They better make the right call. They made a mistake on Wednesday, of course, when Ovechkin and Frederick both got minors. When when Ovechkin, took a whack at the groin, we'll say, of Trent Frederick. I mean, that was a blatant mistake. And we'll see what they do here as Carlo is helped off the ice by the medical staff. Yeah, the more times you see it, the more times you see how dirty it is. I mean, that's headhunting. It's a cross check to the head. That is not allowed in the game. But it looks like we aren't going to have a penalty at all. What's going on, Isaac? I'm just seeing your comment over on Facebook. I don't know why it doesn't show up on here. That's why I couldn't see the comments last night. But no, it doesn't show up on StreamYard on Facebook. For Twitch and YouTube, it does, but not on Facebook for whatever reason. So I had to. I'm tuning in on Facebook from my phone right now because I know Alex commented earlier. So I've been checking it periodically to see if anybody's commenting on Facebook, but fortunately I can't see it from StreamYard on there. Yeah, it is Quinn's StreamYard account. Yeah, he kept saying to me stream after stream that I should borrow his that I could use his account for games. So he basically dragged me into doing it. I'm like, no, I don't have to. It's yours. And then he was like, I'm gonna show you how to do it. So I was like, all right, well, thanks, because this helps me stream to multiple platforms, which makes things much easier. But yeah, so that was nice of him. 1:10 to go in the opening period of play. 1-0 the Bruins lead, and they didn't assess a penalty. Oh man, I don't get it. All right, Marchand comes back. Yeah, he offered you to. Okay, yep. Under a minute to play in the first period. Yeah, it's very nice of him. I mean, I never even asked or anything. He just kept on offering it. Because I was having difficulties streaming to YouTube and Twitch at the same time through OBS. I was having some lag issues and stuff. So, yeah, you're worried about other things. Yeah, exactly. All right, final half minute of the period. Here is Conor Clifton. It's picked up by Kuznetsov. Under 20 seconds to go now. Krejci goes for a spin. Here's Kuznetsov. Enters the zone. Lays it back to Ovechkin. The pass just in front. And now it's centered into the slot. The pass just off the mark. And that should do it for period one. One last chance. Short side. And on the cover-up is Jaro Halak with 1.2 seconds remaining. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Capitals Bruins in an East Division showdown for the second time in 3 nights. Just 1.2 seconds remaining in the period. And Washington have actually pulled Vanacek. Why not? There's only 1.2 seconds remaining on the period. So the Capitals bring an extra skater out there, and let's see if they can get a shot away in time before the horn sounds. It's nearly impossible, but you never know. It's down in the face-off for the Caps. It's won by Washington. Shot fired in, and that's blocked at the face-off circle by Frederick. The horn sounds, and that's the end of one. After 20 minutes of play, it's the Bruins with a 1-0 lead on this Friday night. Well, I thought it was a good first period from Boston, and I'll be back to recap it all on the first intermission report, so stick around for that. We're just getting started. It's the Caps and the Bruins as the Bruins look for revenge after falling to Washington on Wednesday night in a shootout. I'll be back in a moment. Stay tuned. Welcome to the first intermission report, everybody. Washington taking on Boston in the second game of a back-to-back between these two teams. Washington were victorious in a shootout after the game ended 1-1 in overtime on Wednesday. The Bruins looking for revenge. And we saw a ton of physical play on Wednesday, and that same theme continued early on in this game as McAvoy was involved in a huge collision with Hathaway. And unfortunately for McAvoy, he was the one that got the worst of it by far. He was looking to deliver the hit. Instead, he got popped the other way, and he went off the ice immediately. He has had an assist, a shot, a block shot, 6 minutes on ice. He did return to the game. We all know how tough hockey players are. And so McAvoy did return, and I think he was only in the locker room for about 5 minutes before he came back to the bench and then back into the game. So it doesn't seem to be anything serious, which is a good sign. McAvoy, the best Bruins defenseman, of course, he's been having a fantastic year. And the last thing you want to see is him get a serious injury. So good thing that wasn't anything serious. But overall, I thought Boston came out with the right intentions. You know, compared to the game on Wednesday night, they were dominated in the first period on Wednesday, but the Capitals had way more opportunities. Remember, in that game on Wednesday, Boston didn't have a shot on goal until about 5 minutes left in the first period. But tonight, they came out creating opportunities early on. The pace started to pick up after a few minutes in this game. And when play opens up, the Bruins can be lethal, and they showed that with that perfection line, that first line of Boston, as we saw the goal scored by Brad Marchand, great assist by Patrice Bergeron, and obviously overshadowing the goal and all of the play on the ice is the physicality. And we saw that cheap shot delivered by Tom Wilson right to the head of Carlo. That wasn't penalized. I don't know how that wasn't penalized. I mean, that's just a joke, quite frankly. But it went unpenalized. And I don't, Wilson was clearly headhunting there. The referees talked it over, and somehow they all agreed that that shouldn't be penalized. It was a dirty hit. That's what it was. It was a cross check to the head. I mean, there's no gray area there. It's a clear and obvious penalty, probably more than a minor too. But it went unpunished, and yeah, it's unfortunate because that's the type of player Wilson is. He tries to injure players. That's what he does. So, but yeah, I was also interested coming into this game to see how Trent Frederick would play. I thought he'd come out going right into Ovechkin's face again and stuff like that. And he hasn't got really into it that much, but he has been involved in a couple of skirmishes, and he was involved in that one big hit as well. The kid's fearless, and we saw that on Wednesday night. He tried to drop the gloves and fight with Ovechkin. Ovechkin looked at him like a fool, but he's clearly the instigator, trying to get under the blood of the the opponent's star players, and that's his job. That's his job, and I like Frederick. I do a lot. He's fun to watch. He sure is, and we could definitely expect some more fireworks in that aspect as this game continues. I'll be back in a moment to preview the second period. It's the Bruins leading the Capitals by a score of 1-0. Stay tuned. It's NHL on a Friday night between two of the top teams in the East Division. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. All right, welcome back in, everybody. It's the first intermission report between the Capitals and Bruins. 1-0 the score. Boston on top, thanks to a goal from Brad Marchand on the assist from Patrice Bergeron and Charlie McAvoy. And it's just the start the Bruins are looking for. And in this also competitive East Division, as we inch towards the midway point of the season, these games are the games at this point in the season are becoming very, very critical, especially with the standings so tight as they are. You know, there's 5 really good teams, in my opinion, in the East Division. Only 4 will make the playoffs. And I think that the whole division could easily come down to the final week. I mean, that's how close these teams really are. And so, yeah, these games are crucial at this stage of the season. I know we're a couple months away from the playoffs, but it is a shortened 56-game season. And yeah, you know, losing a 2-game series to Washington would be a big swing, you know, and that would be a huge victory for this Capitals team who came into this 2-game series up on Boston by 2 points. They won in overtime, won in a shootout, and now if they win in regulation tonight, that they would go 5 clear of Boston. So that shows you how big these matchups are between 2 teams that are close at the top of the East Division standings. If the Bruins were to get the win in regulation tonight, then they'd only be 1 point back of Washington. So that's how much one game can swing the standings drastically. So a big second period on the way, no doubt. I thought Halak looked pretty sharp. He didn't have to make any spectacular saves, but he was up to the task when he needed to be. And we saw that throughout the opening period of play. And yeah, I think in the second period, the Bruins just have to come out with energy again, because you know the Capitals will. This is how the game's going to be all night long, with that physical play playing a huge factor, no doubt. And ultimately could come down to which teams are going to be most disciplined, because these are 2 teams who are really good on the power play, by the way, and also good on the penalty kill, as we saw in that first period with the Bruins killing off the power play that Washington had. But yeah, the power plays for both teams are lethal. We know all about that with the Bruins. I've done plenty of Bruins games this season. And Washington had the same capabilities on the man advantage. So both teams got to stay disciplined, have to stay in the box. They let their emotions get the better of them, then it could prove to be costly. As we take a look at the first period stats, Washington outshot Boston 12-8. The hits were 12-6 in favor of the Caps. Washington went 0-for-1 on the power play. Boston didn't have a power play. And that will do it for the first intermission report. Coming up next, it's back to TD Garden for second period action. The first intermission report comes to a close. We're back to action on the ice after the break. 1-0 Bees, second 20-minute period coming your way next. Welcome back. We're set for period 2 at TD Garden. 1-0 Bruins lead after one period of play. And we are just about set to drop the puck for the second period. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in on this Friday night. The goal coming from Brad Marchand, that first line of Boston, producing in the opening 20 minutes. And now we're set for the second period of action as both teams take the ice. No fans in attendance yet. By the end of the month, we will have a limited amount of fans in the stands at TD Garden for Bruins and Celtics games, which would be great to see, as well as at Fenway Park for the Red Sox games and Gillette Stadium for Revolution games. So there is light at the end of the tunnel, folks. It'll be great to have fans back in attendance. There's no doubt about that as we approach the 1-year anniversary since the country got shut down pretty much, which is crazy to think about. But here we go for period 2. The question is, will the Bruins score before the 10-minute mark in the second period? The voters, 66% of them have said yes, 34% have said no. I'm going to go with the minority, actually. I'm going to say no. Hopefully that will be a reverse jinx, and they will score in the opening 10 minutes of the period. I don't know. I see this being another low-scoring game like Wednesday night. I could be completely wrong. I don't know why. I just get the sense it will be. We'll find out. Here we go. Second period, just about to get started. Face-off at center ice. The Capitals outshot the Bruins in that first period 12-8. As Marchand notched his 11th goal of the season. Yeah, Bergeron, by the way, between periods was right before the second period, went over and had some words with Tom Wilson. I'm sure Wilson's going to get suspended for that hit, even though he didn't get a penalty in real time, which is ridiculous, by the way. Here's Tenori with a shot from the high slot. And through a sea of bodies, Vanacek able to glove it. And here we go, just 20 seconds into the period. And Dylan going at it with Studnicka. And then comes Dylan. Now we have penalties being assessed finally. The referees finally doing their job. Here we go. What's the call? Yep. Roughing penalty against Brendan Dillon. Yep. He took a jab at the face of Charlie McAvoy there. That's blatant. And good thing the refs caught that one. So Boston with their first power play of the game. It comes 20 seconds in the period. Washington's penalty kill 81%, 13th in the league. Boston's power play 26%, which is 8th in the league. Bergeron to Marchand, and his drive is blocked as it's sent out of play. Just 10 seconds gone on the man advantage. Well, this really is a great opportunity for Boston on the man advantage. While Boston's power play is very good, it hasn't been great lately. It hasn't been as good as it was earlier in the season. So we'll see what they can do here as Washington may have a shorthanded opportunity. That shot fired wide by Dowd. Now Ritchie to Bergeron. Gaining the line is Ritchie. He'll swing it around to the far side. Marchand deflects the pass. Pastrnak across the line to Grzelcyk. Now in the high slot with Pastrnak. Sent down low to Ritchie. Ritchie holds and Chara pokes it away. And that's cleared all the way down to Jaro Halak. Boston will reset. Halfway through the power play. Over to the right wing. It's sent in for Marchand. Marchand on the chase. It's won by Orlov. And once again, the Caps clear. Behind the goal, Halak will control. Now it's McAvoy up ice for Boston. Gaining the line is Krejci, who took a hit. It's now Coyle at the line. Coyle, indirect pass. Craig Smith the drive, and it's gloved by Vanacek, who holds on for the save. Wow, that fell really nicely to Smith. This was a nice indirect pass off the boards right into the path of Smith, who fired it in on goal. It was Coyle with the indirect pass. I don't even know if he was intending to get it to Smith in the slot, but that's how it worked out. And it nearly resulted in a power play goal. 19 seconds left on the man advantage. Coyle against Dowd in the draw, although Coyle will be tossed out for a head start. In comes Krejci. 17:58 to go in the period. Immediate shot turned aside by Vanacek. Now in the far corner, the puck contested for. DeBrusk had it poked loose, and now Dowd to Hagelin. And that connection off the mark as Smith takes it away for the Bees. McAvoy reverses, and now it's brought ahead by Coyle. Now Zaboral into the slot. That shot is saved. Now the puck loose. Coyle taps it to the left point. Here's McAvoy. McAvoy with a drive. Puck loose in front. Craig Smith couldn't get a shot away. Now Bruins back with it. Sent down low for Smith. Smith, the centering pass. It's pounced on by Washington and elevated out through center. Zaboral skates it out. Down the right wing. Studnicka's closing in. Missed the puck on the shot. And now it's back into the neutral zone. Here's Jared Tenori. Tenori to Bjork. And now fired in by Clifton. Around the boards it goes. Studnicka's pass. Picked off by Connor Sheary. Now a nice move. Ovechkin's in. Closed down by Clifton at the last second. Great defense by Clifton. And it's sent down to Vanacek. There is Red Sox spring training tomorrow, 1 Eastern time, when they take on the Minnesota Twins down in sunny Florida. Yeah, well, that chance for the Bruins was a good one, as Coyle was the intended recipient of the pass. It landed in the end to DeBrusk, who just couldn't get a shot away, as the Capitals eventually managed to clear. Here's the face-off to the left of Vanacek. It's won by Boston. The pass taken away. The shot's on goal, 14-10 Washington. Here's Dmitry Orlov. Orlov to the far corner, gets away from Kuznetsov. Now Grzelcyk out wide with Marchand. Poked ahead by Wilson, who shouldn't be playing. Now it's McAvoy. McAvoy has his clearance blocked off. It's won back now by Pasternak. Grzelcyk will wind it around over to the near side. Slips by Pasternak all the way into Wilson. He's in the offensive zone. Vrana, the centering pass. Krejci there to intervene, but it can't be cleared out of the zone. Vrana's pass picked off. Nice steal by Ritchie. Here come the Bruins. It's Pasternak it's leading the attack. Pasternak shoots on goal, and that's sneered out of the air by Vanacek. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. If you enjoy, make sure you subscribe and like the video. That would be greatly appreciated. 15:29 to go in period 2. Boston win the draw. McAvoy, or rather DeBrusk ran into Char, and now DeBrusk with the shot from a tight angle. And it looked like that went off the shoulder of Krejci and out of play. It was Clifton with the chance, rather. Yeah, that went off the shoulder of Krejci and out of play as he unintentionally got in the way of that effort. Washington clear it down the ice. Now it's chipped forward, and that pass stolen by Zdeno Chara. Chara taps it wide. Here's a chance. Oshie has his puck deflected out of play exactly 5 minutes into the period. Zdeno Chara just skating in to the offensive zone with ease. No one was closing him down, and Oshie's shot was actually blocked by Zaboral, who got the outstretched stick in the way. Nicely done by Zaboral. Coyle wins the faceoff for Boston. Here is Craig Smith. Now Grzelcyk with the long diagonal. One back by Dmitry Orlov. Frederick with a big hit delivered. Somehow Ovechkin managed to stay upright. There's Frederick, not afraid of Ovechkin one bit. Here's Ovechkin on the left wing. His shot blocked by the left, saved by the left pad, I should say, of Halak. Now it's to the left point. 1-2, Kuznetsov, back to Orlov. His drive is fired wide, and now the Bruins look to clear, but it's saved at the line by Connor Sheary. Sheary will swing it around to the far side, and Tenori will get it out to the neutral zone. Changes being made from both teams as Kuznetsov passes it ahead to Ovechkin, and his shot is saved by Halak, and it goes up and out of play. And Halak, it looks like was being approached anyways by Nick Dowd, I believe. 13:58 to go in the second period of play. 1-0 Bruins lead. I'm back in a flash. All right, welcome back into the broadcast, everybody. Brad Marchand was asked about that hit on Tom Wilson. Let you guys take a listen.
Spot. So that's a cheap shot there. We lost a great player, and it is great to see him skate off the ice by himself, but he was obviously in a bad spot, and he's hurting. So that's a bad hit.
So there you have it. Those were the words of Brad Marchand at the intermission. He was clearly outraged, understandably so. I mean, I don't know how Wilson wasn't penalized there. That is outrageous. It really is. How Wilson wasn't penalized for that headshot on Carlo. I have no doubt he'll be suspended by the league. And now we got a fight. Here we go. This was bound to happen. It's Wilson against Tenori. Tenori in just the second game in a Boston Bruins uniform is going at it. Both of them yanking each other by the shirts. Now some fists being thrown. Tenori with the right hand going at Wilson. Tenori is without a helmet. And now Wilson going with the jab. Tenori going with a strong right. Down goes Wilson. And the fight broken up. It was the 6'4", 220-pound Wilson who got his head beaten there. Tenori standing up for his teammate Brandon Carlo, who had to come out of the game earlier after a headshot from Tom Wilson. And Wilson knew he was in for that. He knew that was coming. Let's see how this ensued. Yep, it just kind of happened in the yeah, it just sort of occurred in the moment. It was an in the moment thing where they both went by each other and said, "Let's do it." The gloves were dropped, and that was a solid fight right there. That was a good fight right there. $13:48 to go in the period. Both players will serve 5-minute majors in the box. And so we resume play with a face-off won by Boston. Now it's behind the Washington goal. One back by the Capitals. Here is Nicholas Backstrom. Cross-ice pass. Won by Grzelcyk. Grzelcyk, the diagonal feed just out of the reach of Coyle. Now sent in front by Frederick. Shot from distance. Redirected. They score! The Boston Bruins double the lead. 2-0 with 13:17 left in period 2. How about that? It's Trent Frederick himself with the redirected effort. It finds the back of the net, and Boston take a 2-0 lead. Beautifully done. Frederick came in from below the goal line. McAvoy with the backdoor pass, and what a finish by Trent Frederick. And Boston double the advantage. How about that? Who said Frederick only fights? He was a first-round pick after all, and there's a goal from the youngster. Oshie wins the puck on all fours in the corner. Now it's brought up the wall, and now reversed back in by Eller. Let's see how Washington respond, now trailing by 2. Orlov chips it to Schultz. Now down low for Eller. Eller in the far corner finds Oshie behind the Boston goal. Now Schultz back to Oshie. It's stolen by Ritchie. DeBrusque can't deflect the puck out of the zone. Panik. Down low. Eller's there for the Caps. One back by Clifton. Clifton has his pass get through to Ritchie. Ritchie holds, waiting for support. Now back to Wagner. Wagner swings it around to the left wing. Here's now Grzelcyk. Grzelcyk the shot. Rebound in front. Save made by Vanacek. Second effort was a good one. Now another chance. The pass play just behind the stick of Wagner. Wagner, though, wins it back. The puck loose in the slot, and Washington eventually gained possession as Hathaway moves it out to the neutral zone. It'll be brought back in by Grzelcyk. Grzelcyk flying down the right wing, in on goal. Grzelcyk shot denied short side, and Vanacek covers up as we've got both teams going at it once again in front of the crease. 11:42 left in the period. Boston with a 2-goal lead. Yeah, it all started from a nice read by Grzelcyk. He came away with the steal. The Bruins got into the attacking zone on that goal I'm talking about, by the way. And then, yeah, as I said, beautiful redirection from Frederick. And the reason the Bruins have a nice surge here, because Tenori dropped the gloves with Wilson, that gave this team energy. That's what you need sometimes. It's Frederick's 3rd goal of the season, by the way. McAvoy with a 2nd assist of the night, and with the secondary assist was Craig Smith. This is whacked loose. Panik to the far corner. And now the puck popped in the air by Bergeron. Panik down low. Clifton blocks off that pass. Ochi with a cross check. And that gets by Chara. Here comes Pastrnak. Pastrnak across for Marchand. Here come the Bees. Marchand into Zaboral into the slot. Fired in. They score! Patrice Bergeron for goal number 3. And with 10:59 to go in the second period, the Bruins take a 3-0 lead. They're pouring it on at this point, and the Boston Bruins are enjoying themselves in period 2. 10:59 left in the second, and it's 2 quick goals in succession from Boston. Yeah, it was Marchand who laid it back to Bergeron. On the first goal, we saw Bergeron assist Marchand. This time, the other way around. Or no, rather, it was Marchand who found Pastrnak, and then Pastrnak to Marchand. So the second time tonight, that first line has cashed in. And the Bruins in cruise control right now, leading 3-0. Smith goes to the corner, sent out in front. Frederick's shot goes just wide. The Bruins are feeling the momentum right now. Coyle along the end line. Coyle all the way in. The puck just wide. Coyle collects his own effort. Now up top to the right point. McAvoy through the slot. That goes all the way to the end boards. And now it's kicked out, but not cleared by John Carlson. Now it's sent across by Kuznetsov, and Ovechkin will swing it to the opposite corner. A lock pass it to McAvoy. That's taken away by Kuznetsov in a dangerous area. Kuznetsov gliding to the left wing, holds onto the puck. Now sent ahead by Orlov, but the pass is blocked off. This is through. DeBrusk is in, and a blocker save made as Vanacek made the stop. What a great opportunity that was as we passed the midway mark of the game, actually. Second period and the game, as this shot's fired and that goes just wide. Bruins leading 3-0. They've had a surge here in the second period with 2 goals coming just over a minute apart after Tenori dropped the gloves with Wilson. This is sent in by Vrana. Takes a ricochet off the end boards, and covering up is Jaro Halak. 3-0 Bruins lead with 9:22 to go in the second period. Boston alive very much so in this period. I'll be back after this quick break. Welcome back into the broadcast, everybody. Brad Marchand scored in the first period, and then 2 goals here in the second period have the Bruins up by 3. The goals coming from Trent Frederick and Patrice Bergeron. And the Capitals with a big uphill battle in front of them. Still plenty of time left in the game, but my goodness, have Boston have they had a perfect second period, really. And it all stemmed from the fight. That's all it took. Tenori dropping the gloves with Wilson. Wilson deserved that. And that gave the Bruins a whole lot of momentum. And they rode that, scoring 2 goals in a short span. 9:10 to go in the second period. That last Boston goal coming from Bergeron, his 9th of the season. The assist coming from Pastrnak and Marchand. That perfection line being perfect once again. This is wired around to the near side. Pastrnak with the takeaway. Pastrnak enters the zone, looking for help. He gets shoved down by Carlson. Now it's behind the Capitals' goal. Grzelcyk gets it ahead for Pastrnak. Washington win it back for a moment. Now it's sent back the other way by DeBrusk. Off the end boards, Carlson controls. Orlov out of the zone. Backstrom following the pass. And now flips it forward as it's back with Boston. Bjork finds Zaboral. Zaboral gets hit hard. And now in the neutral zone, it's won back by Washington. Here's a shot from the left circle. Save made by Halak. Here come Boston the other way. It's a 3-on-2. But Wagner just had it poked away at the last moment. And it's Halak who will steer it wide for Clifton. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. If you enjoyed, make sure you subscribe and hit the thumbs up. That would be greatly appreciated. Bruins Caps from TD Garden. 3-0 Bees lead. Here's Jensen. Gets pushed up against the wall by Coyle. Centering pass poked away. And now at center ice, it's controlled by Matt Grzelcyk. Grzelcyk to McAvoy. He gets popped by Nick Jensen. Along the end boards, Orlov gets back to it for Washington. Now it's flipped to Hathaway. Played ahead to Nick Dowd. Dowd will swing it around to the far side. And Chara's pass goes into the slot. Now in the far corner, Dowd gets it to Hathaway. Hathaway holds. Diagonal pass. Here's the drive. Save made. Rebound in front. Hagelin has his shot saved once again. What an unbelievable sequence that was. Now the Bruins win it back. Some great stops by Jaro Halak of the Boston Bruins. Here's Garnet Hathaway. Behind the goal, it's Jensen. Chara flips it forward. It's taken away by Marchand. Marchand in the slot looking for DeBrusk. DeBrusk collects, swings it across the face of goal. Zaboral into DeBrusk. DeBrusk into the slot, firing and missing was Nick Ritchie. Now Krejci in the high slot. Krejci swings one in. That's saved by the blocker. And now Krejci gets it down low to DeBrusk. DeBrusk up high to the right point. Sent back down low by Clifton. Ritchie controlling the puck. Now looking for Krejci, who's in a battle with Chara. Chara takes a stumble. Bruins still in possession. This puck left on the boards, but immediately onto it is Richard Panik. The Bruins' next game will be on Sunday, 5 p.m. Eastern, when they face the New Jersey Devils. First, they'll try to close out this game. 5.5 to go in the second. Here's a slap shot. Saved by the face mask of Halak. And now it's Zaboral. Pass across for Marchand. Right as he gained the line, it's stolen. Clifton absorbs the contact from Hathaway. Puck contested in the air. Won by Boston. Bergeron ahead to Marchand. Marchand with the lead pass. Back to it is John Carlson. He'll swing it around for Grizzly. Grizzly to the back door. They score! It's Brad Marchand with a second of the game, and the Bruins take a 4-0 lead. 5:02 left in the second, and the Bruins extend the lead once more. How about that? 4-0 now at TD Garden. What a second period this has been. A great pass, perfectly placed by Grizzly, and a tap-in for Marchand. The pass couldn't be more precise. And Boston are cruising at the moment. Marchand just all alone at the back door. It's one of the easiest goals he'll score over the course of the season. His second of the game, 4-0 Boston with 5:02 to play in the middle period. Well, that dirty hit from Wilson at the end of the first period certainly lit a fire under the Bruins. Here's Bjork. We can say thank you to Wilson for that. What a idiot. Here is Studnicka. Studnicka flips it into the offensive zone. Now it's controlled by Orlov. Schultz cross ice. Now it's Kuznetsov. He has his pass taken away. Here comes Bjork. Bjork leaves it. Now Craig Smith is all the way in. His shot fired just wide off the end boards. And that'll be blown off sides against the Capitals. 4:15 to go in the second period, and the Bruins have a 4-0 lead. 3 goals here in a big second period for Boston. All right, welcome back in, everybody. So the Bruins' turning point really came in the early stages of the second period when Tenori said, you know what? I'm going to drop the gloves with Wilson. Someone's got to do it. After Wilson delivered that cheap shot to the head of Brandon Carlo at the end of the first. And what did the Bruins do after that fight? They responded with 3 goals. An onslaught here in the second period. And the lead is 4-0 as the Caps have made a goalie switch. Ilya Samsonov has entered this season. He's had 3 starts, a 2-0-1 record, a 2.92 goals against average, and a save percentage of .878. So not a lot of playing time this season for Samsonov, but he comes in as Vanacek is pulled. Here is Frederick battling for the puck. It's won by Nick Dowd. Indirect pass for Hathaway. He gets pounded up against the boards by Tenori. Under 4 to play in the period. Tenori gets the stick in the way of that pass. Bruins looking to clear. That puck batted out of the air and now played over the left point. Here's Jensen accelerating into the far corner, hits the brakes. The pass is blocked off and stolen by Frederick. Here comes Trent Frederick. He pokes it into the far corner rather, as the Bruins make a change. Kuznetsov avoids a hit from Ritchie, reverses back for Jensen. Jensen has his pass stolen by Nick Ritchie. Ritchie, cross ice. Hit delivered there by Ovechkin. And now here is Ovechkin. Ovechkin. Pass is played behind Wilson. Marchand, by the way, scoring his second of the game earlier, as Grzelcyk's pass across just sent wide. Now back with it is DeBrusk. DeBrusk down low for Grzelcyk. This is played around for Ritchie. Ritchie sends that puck wide. It was actually Grzelcyk with a shot. Now back out to center. Here come the Caps. Ovechkin gaining the line. Ovechkin holds, waiting for support, but Ritchie comes in to break up that opportunity. Washington re-enter the zone through the slot. It's Backstrom, and his shot is saved by Halak, who hasn't conceded yet. 4-0, Boston in control with just over 2 minutes to play in period number 2. Oshie, the touch pass, gets it back from Backstrom. Bergeron now takes it away, and this is elevated to center with Marchand. Marchand battling with Justin Schultz. Oshie can't quite gain the line as Grzelcyk gets in the way. Now Backstrom in deep. Halak's pass stolen in the corner. Played up high. Here's Orlov with a drive. That's deflected wide. Down low, it's played by Schultz. Now it's Eller with an opportunity, but it's snagged by the glove of Halak with 92 seconds remaining in the period. With 2 goals tonight, Marchand has extended his scoring streak to 4 consecutive games. Here comes the face-off to the left of Halak. Bruins get it out to center. Here's Orlov. The shots on goal actually in favor of Washington, 20-18. Now it's sent in deep by Bjork. Studnicka takes a shoulder from Eller. Now Bjork on Orlov. It's won by Washington. Stay tuned, by the way, for the second intermission report, which will be on the way shortly with 45 seconds to go in the period. It's tapped forward by Zaboral. Now through open ice, it's Coyle. Frederick on the left wing. Fires one in. Turned aside by Samsonov. Half a minute to go in the period now. Washington can't get it out of the zone quite yet. Now they will. Wilson does so. Here's Conor Clifton. Clifton circles around, blows by Kuznetsov. The outlet pass can't be controlled by Coyle. Maybe one last chance before the period's end. Here's Ovechkin battling off Tenori. Bruins will possess it in the far corner. Clifton up the wall, and Smith sends it down. The clock will expire. The horn sounds, signaling the end of 2 periods. And it's the Boston Bruins with a 4-0 lead with 3 second period goals. What a period that was from the Bruins. An emotional period for sure. And Boston with the lead at the break. It's 2 periods in the books, 1 to go. Washington with much work to do. I'll be back for the second intermission report right after this. Don't go anywhere. All right, what is going on, everybody? Welcome into the second intermission report here on YouTube, Twitch, as well as Facebook. Appreciate you guys tuning in on this Friday night. And how about that second period from Boston? As I said on the broadcast, the turning point was the fight. Tenori, second game in a Bruins uniform, but he did exactly what the Bruins needed. He got into it. And before the second period even began, Bergeron went over to have some words with Wilson. Bergeron, of course, a professional, just telling even Wilson that he crossed the line with that hit on Carlo, and then Tenori went at it with Wilson. That fight came 6 minutes, 12 seconds into the period, and then what do you know? Right after that, that lit an absolute fire under the Bruins as they would go on to score 3 goals. So thanks a lot, Tom Wilson, because clearly the Bruins played a very emotional period. And my goodness, what a period it was. And now they are in prime position to close out this game and get the victory and secure the 2 points. Yeah, that was the turning point right there. And there was no turning back after that for Boston. And you can see Washington just have absolutely no response at the moment as the Bruins continue to pour it on. The question for you guys tuning in is, how many goals will the Bruins score in the third period? Looks like 4% of voters say 0, around 60% say 1, about 35% say 2, and about 2% say 3 or more. I'm probably going to go with the majority on this one. I'm going to say 1. By the way, I was wrong. I went with the minority on the question before the second period started. I said the Bruins wouldn't score within the first 10 minutes of the period, but of course they did. Hey, I'm glad the reverse jinx worked. And maybe since I'm saying they'll just score 1, maybe they'll score 2 or 3. That's what we can hope for. The Bruins looking for not only a win, but a dominant win. And they lead it 4-0 after 2 periods of play. Appreciate you guys tuning in. And the other question for you guys is, will Brad Marchand and Patrice Bergeron combine for a goal in the third period? About 70% of voters right now say yes. 30% say no. I mean, I'm going to go yes on this one. Why not? I mean, that first line has been absolutely lethal. Marchand and Bergeron have combined for 2 goals already. So why not another one? We shall see, though. But I think the Bruins are going to ride that momentum in the second period right into the third. I don't expect them to step off the gas one bit. They want to fulfill a complete performance and not let the Caps have any chance whatsoever of getting back into the game. Well, the turning point of this game was the fight between Tenori and Wilson. The Bruins would go on after that to score 3 second-period goals. The lead is 4-0 in favor of Boston. I'll be back for more on the second intermission report. Stay tuned. Bruins in firm control of this one. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. I'll be back in a moment. It's Bruins hockey on a Friday night. I'll be right back. Welcome back in, everybody, to the second intermission report. Boston leading Washington 4-0. It's been a completely one-sided game. The Bruins taking off in that second period. To look at the game summary so far, the shots actually in favor of Washington, 20-18, despite them trailing 4-0. They also have more hits, 25-18. Both teams 0 for 1 on the power play. Boston with the big advantage, though, in the faceoff circle, 23-14 in that category. All right, let's hear the second intermission thoughts of Jared Tenori. Let's listen in.
In that intermission, or did you wait for an opportunity to present itself, in order to get on to Tom Wilson?
Yeah, I think you just got to wait for an opportunity. I mean, it depends on how you're matching up on the ice and where your shifts are, and we wanted a response from it. We can't have that. I mean, this is a tight group in here. When someone takes a shot at our guys, we want to do what we can within the rules, and then we put a few on the scoreboard too that period. So that's nice.
Obviously, what you did out there absolutely fired up the team, including the captain Patrice Bergeron after his goal. Comes over, taps on the glass there where you're sitting to I guess acknowledge what you did. What did that mean to you?
Yeah, I mean, that's great. I mean, I'm not looking for things like that. I think that's, I want to take care of our guys out here. I think, when I can, something happens. That's a game, that's a sport. This is a tight group in here. I can't stress that enough. As soon as I got here, the guys were tight. The guys are close, and they're playing hard for each other.
I'm sure fans are delighted to hear that, but let's get to the ice because this Washington team, they've got a lot of pride. They're a great team. They're not going to go down easy. So in this third period, how do you guys ensure to keep them off the board and win this game?
I think we took care of the puck a lot better that period. I think, that's one thing that got us in trouble a little bit last game was we were just tossing pucks away when we didn't have to in the neutral zone. We were too sloppy. I think that period and this game so far, we've been better at keeping the play a little bit cleaner and get through the neutral zone and into their head.
Jared, thank you so much.
Yep, thank you.
All right, there you hear it from Jared Tenori. Well, it's only his second game with the team, but he's already making an impact. What a fight that was with Tom Wilson. Provided a spark for this Boston team, and my goodness, they never looked back. Brad Marchand, 2 goals tonight, 12 on the season. His second one coming with 5:02 remaining in the second period. As Grzelcyk set him up. Great pass to the back door. Marchand there for the tap-in. One of the easier goals Marchand will score. Let's look at the heat zone, shall we? David Pastrnak hot coming into tonight. 1 assist, a +2 rating. 11.5 minutes on ice. Lars Eller also hot coming in. He's had 2 shots, 1 hit, about 9 minutes on ice. Overall, though, it's been not the type of night Washington we're looking for. All right, more coming your way after the break, as I will get you out to third period action. Don't go anywhere. It's the Bruins up 4-0 on the Capitals. Stay tuned. Third period next. All right, we're ready to go for period 3. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in tonight on this Friday night. Bruins with a 4-0 lead as we get set for third period action from TD Garden. Cool night in Boston. It's been a pretty cold day in the low 30s. Temperature dipping down into the 20s now that we are into the night. Can the Bruins add on to their tally? They've scored 4, 3 of those goals coming in the second period. And we'll see how they close it out in the final 20 minutes of play. 4-0 the score as both teams take the ice. Boston, with a win in regulation, would close the gap to 1 point. They'd come within 1 point of Washington. That's how big this game was, or is, I should say. Matt Grzelcyk tonight against the Capitals has been on ice for about 14 minutes. A shot on goal, 1 assist, 1 hit, 1 block, and a +4 rating. Not a bad night whatsoever for Matt Grzelcyk. Yeah, Grzelcyk with a very effective night, no doubt about it. Grzelcyk and McAvoy, both a +4 on the night. As I experiment with the colors here. Bergeron wins the faceoff. McAvoy, by the way, has had 2 assists for Boston tonight. And we're off and running in period 3. That puck went off the apron of the goal. Now it's in the neutral zone with Backstrom. Backstrom into the offensive zone. McAvoy there for the Bruins. McAvoy dekes a Capital, now brings it over to the left wing. It's held by Marchand. Marchand lost his footing. Blocked off by Bergeron and now cleared by the Caps. Looks like that will be an icing call. Third period just underway. Krejci will play it across the slot. Here's the one-timer just wide of the goal. Bruins not wasting any time here early on in the third period. Now the puck sent around. DeBrusk taps it to Krejci. Krejci across for Ritchie, who scores! Nick Ritchie makes it 5 for the Boston Bruins. 65 seconds into the period, and the Bruins strike again. The goals keep on coming. Krejci with the beautiful backhand cross-ice pass. And Ritchie, the one-timer short side, able to beat Samsonov. The play kept alive in the offensive zone. And Boston cash in once more. How about that? And now we got another fight. It's Frederick against Wilson this time. Here we go. Frederick taking a couple of left fists from Wilson. Now Frederick with a right. Both of them with a firm hold. Wilson misses with a right. Frederick goes across, and down they go. Frederick downs Wilson, and Wilson gets it once again. Well, we had a feeling that was coming sooner rather than later. Second fight of the game for Wilson. And yep, they were going at it before the draw. So first a headshot to Carlo, which should have ejected Wilson. And then two fights. So Washington to the power play. They're 0 for 1 tonight on the man advantage. How are Washington on the power play? What? Are these referees serious? How are Washington on the power play as Backstrom's shot is smothered by Halak? Of course, last game we saw Ovechkin spear Frederick right to the midsection. And those were offsetting penalties. And it clearly should have been a more severe penalty for Ovechkin, but it wasn't. There's been some questionable officiating over the course of these two games between these two teams as Ovechkin's denied, trying to jam it in short side. Halak makes multiple saves. 30 seconds gone in the power play. Now it's back to Carlson. Backstrom closes. Nice move, but now it's cleared by the Bruins. All the way down to Samsonov, who will leave it for Carlson. Carlson around the net. Slides the puck back to Evgeny Kuznetsov. Now down the right wing, it's Lars Eller. Eller goes down. Sherry can't get it cleanly, and now here come the Bruins. The entry denied at the line as Kuznetsov wins it back for Washington. Lars Eller taps it back for Kuznetsov. Kuznetsov now into the offensive zone. And that pass finds no one until it made its way all the way down to Samsonov, the Capitals netminder. 20 seconds remaining on this Washington power play. McAvoy sends it off the glass. Now a battle for the puck in the near corner. Around it goes to the far side. It's kept in nicely by Justin Schultz. Schultz plays it down low. The power play has expired. Out of the box is Craig Smith. Now a shot from a tight angle. Save made, and the puck is loose. Halak gets a glove on it, and play is blown dead. 5-0. Oh, wait, did my ticker not update here? I apologize, folks. Let's fix that. I don't know why that didn't update. My apologies. There we go. Now we got the correct score up there. It's a lot to a little. That's all you need to know. 16:35 remaining in what's turning into a blowout. Just 2 goals in the last 10 games for Alex Ovechkin, by the way. He hasn't had any in this 2-game series. Well, the whole team has only scored 1 goal over the course of these 2 games so far. And right off the face-off, a penalty will be assessed right off the faceoff. Let's see what happened here. Oh, yeah. Pastrnak took a stick to the face, and it's TJ Oshie who had the high stick. He's in the box. Boston with their second power play of the night. They're 0 for 1 so far. They generated one shot on their first power play opportunity. Grzelcyk reverses to Kuhlman, rather. No, that was Marchand. Kuhlman's not dressed tonight. What am I talking about? Now it's picked up by Pastrnak. Pastrnak through center. He gains the line. Pastrnak looking for Marchand. Now Pastrnak up to the left point. Skating the line is Grzelcyk. Grzelcyk to Marchand. His stick broke on that shot. Now it's with Grzelcyk. His pass played behind Bergeron. And now Zdeno Chara will take it through center. He'll dump it in. Halak leaves it for Marchand. Here's McAvoy through the neutral zone. Bergeron looking to shovel it ahead, but that pass blocked off, and all the way down it goes to Jaro Halak. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in tonight. What a performance from the Boston Bruins, highlighted by that incredible second period. And so far, one goal here in the third, and we're only 5 minutes into it. Nick Ritchie with the goal, as the Bruins will hold the line. Krejci over to the right wing. Smith fires one around the end boards. On the far side, it's now picked up by Krejci. He moves it up to the left point. Now in the high slot, it's Zaboro who holds. Now it's Krejci with a shot. There might have been a redirection as it's smothered by Samsonov. 14 seconds remaining on this Boston power play. Yeah, it was redirected there. Was it off of a Capitals player's stick, or was it off of Coyle? I'm not sure. Face off won by Washington. Zdeno Chara with the clearance. All the way down behind the Boston net. Halak leaves it. Now it's brought ahead by Jakub Zaboral. Coyle all the way in. Coyle feeds the cross just off the mark to DeBrusk. Now a slap shot from the left wing. That's saved by Samsonov. Now it's in behind the Washington net. Brought through center. Here's TJ Oshie. Oshie will flip it in. Back to get it is Zaboral. 14 minutes remain. Zaboral in front of the Boston net. Has to be careful. Finds now Coyle. Coyle's pass intercepted by Backstrom. Coyle wins it right back. He gains the line, but lost possession as we've got 14 minutes remaining. 5-0 Bruins on top. Oh, a big hit. Orlov sent Bjork tumbling into the boards. Now it's Ovechkin laterally for Backstrom. Backstrom's puck, a bouncing one that couldn't make its way through to Schultz. By the way, that last Boston goal early on in the third period was Ritchie's 8th of the season. The assist by Grzelcyk and DeBrusk. Samsonov paddles it to the end boards. That's one back by Tenori. Tenori to the opposite corner. Here is now a wraparound effort, and Wagner sends it wide. That puck deflects up and out of play. 13-17 to go. The Bruins looking to wrap up what's been a dominant performance. They lead at 5-0. Coverage continues right after this. Welcome back in, everybody. Just under 14 minutes to go in period 3. The Bruins with a commanding 5-0 lead. Thanks, everybody, for stopping by tonight. Much appreciated, as always. Hope you guys are enjoying. I sure am, as a Bruins fan. If you're a Bruins fan, I'm sure you are enjoying this game. This has been a spectacular display. Another physical game, to say the least. It's been a physical battle between these two teams. And it really got, Tom Wilson took it over the line with that headshot on Carlo. And after that fight between Tenori and Wilson, the Bruins never looked back. That gave them momentum, and they never looked back from there. 13 minutes remaining. This puck trickles into the neutral zone. Here is Jakub Zboril for the Bruins. Zboril holding in the defensive zone. Now through to Wagner. Wagner looking for Studnicka. Studnicka now collects it off the half boards. Is fought off the puck. Washington now in possession for a moment. Char looking to get it out of the zone. He will. Sends it forward. And now back into their own zone. Bjork with a little bit of pressure. Krejci disturbing Chara. And now it's back with the Capitals. Chara chips it ahead to Backstrom. Backstrom now flips it into the offensive zone. McAvoy's there for Boston. Absorbing the hit was Wagner. And Oshie would have been in on goal had it not been for the intervention of McAvoy. 12 minutes to go in the game now. Battle for the puck along the end boards. Up to the left point. Shot fired in. It was sent in by Dillon. The redirection sent just wide to the left of Jaro Halak, who's looking to preserve a shutout. About a dozen minutes away from doing so. Cross-ice pass from Oshie. He finds Vrana. Vrana to the far corner. He'll hold for the Capitals. Vrana now looking to pass into the slot, but the pass intercepted by Krejci. Here is Ritchie across for Pasternak, and it just got away from Pasternak as I believe Carlson got a stick in the way. The Bruins change out as we approach the midway point of period 3. In a bit of trouble there was Dillon. He maintained possession. Next up for the Bruins will be the New Jersey Devils, Sunday night, 5 Eastern time. A big win it will be tonight for Boston. This puck moved ahead to Craig Smith. Smith fires it off the end boards. Now will chase his own self-pass down. Looking to help out his Coyle. It's now taken out by the Capitals. Wilson into the corner. It's hard. It's crazy to think that Wilson's still allowed to play this game. I know fighting's allowed, but that headshot is not. He had the dirty headshot to Carlo, which, by the way, forced Carl to come out, and he hasn't returned. He could have a concussion. And then after that, Wilson's been involved in 2 fights against Tenori and Frederick. Well, Wilson will be suspended, I'm sure, for that dirty hit in the first period. I don't know how that wasn't penalized in real time. That's unbelievable. Here's Coyle with some nice stick handling. Coyle taps it ahead for Marchand. Marchand up the wall. Maneuvers into the slot. Just got away. Now Marchand collects and takes a big hit delivered by Tom Wilson. He lowers the shoulder on Pasternak, Wilson does. Now it's out to center. Marchand picks it up for the Bruins. He'll send it in deep. Behind the goal, it's with Samsonov. Now through center, it's tracked down by Zboril. Under 10 to play in this one. And now a stoppage in the action as Marchand was going at it with Hathaway. And both teams take some jabs at each other once again. The referees will quickly intervene. Oh, and now Chara goes at Marchand. That was interesting right there. 9:40 left in the third. Bad blood on full display. 5-0 Bruins on top. I'm back in a flash. Welcome back in, everybody. 5-0. The Bruins in control. And they'll look to close it out here. Final 9 minutes and 40 seconds upon us at an empty TD Garden. You can only imagine how much TD Garden would be rocking with fans in attendance. But unfortunately, we have to wait just a few more weeks, and then there will be, I think, about 2,500 fans permitted into TD Garden for Bruins and Celtics games. 12% of what TD Garden holds will be allowed. It'll be like that for 12% for TD Garden, Fenway Park, and Gillette Stadium. So we'll see about 5,000 for Red Sox games and 7,500 for Revolution games. This is sent into the slot. The pass by Wagner was deflected out, and now battle for the puck on the far side. The score is 5-0 Boston. Believe it or not, the shots are 27-21 Washington, which is crazy. It hasn't felt like that, though. I mean, Halak has made a good amount of saves, but I don't know. It just the way the game's been played. I guess because of the score line, it's really looked comfortable for the Bruins, and it has been for the most part, despite them being outshot quite a bit. Yeah, let's go back to right before the commercial break. Yeah, Marchand shoved Jensen, and then Chara was going after Marchand, looking to protect his teammate. Yeah, I respect Chara. I mean, yes, he's playing his former team, but he's now Washington Capital, and he's going to protect his teammates. So I don't really blame him. It's just interesting to see him, go at Marchand and take a jab at him when they were, of course, teammates for the longest time. Vrana and Smith got in the way of that pass. Here's Grzelcyk putting on a move. Got away from Oshie, but it's stolen by Backstrom, who fires in a backhand shot from a very tight angle. And that's covered by the Boston netminder, Jaro Halak, who's had a solid performance tonight, as I mentioned. Well, as I said, the Bruins, with a win tonight, will come within 1 point of the Washington Capitals in that very congested East Division, especially at the top of the standings. Here is Dillon with a shot. That's blocked in front. Now here's Kuznetsov in the far corner. Kuznetsov defended by Clifton, and Clifton forces a turnover as it's flipped ahead by Nick Ritchie, who has one of the 5 goals tonight for the Boston Bruins. Now it's back at Boston's goal line. Clifton battling for the puck. Coming away with it is Smith. Cross ice for Clifton. He'll play it up ahead into the final 8 minutes now, as this puck is retrieved by Brendan Dillon. He reverses to Carlson. Now it's out to center. DeBrusk finds Smith. Now through the slot, it's Bjork. Bjork to the end boards. And Kuznetsov finds Dillon. On the left wing, Ovechkin hits the brakes. Pass into the slot could not be controlled by Connor Sheary. Now Bjork plays it ahead, and going down with Studnicka. The Red Sox will be in some spring training action tomorrow when they take on the Minnesota Twins at 1 Eastern time. I'm interested to see how the Red Sox do, No Betts, no Benintendi, and no Bradley anymore. That was the 3 Bs, the ultimate trio in the outfield for that 2018 World Series run. Clearly, it's a Red Sox team who are in the rebuilding stage right now. They do have some good young talent, but the problem is they've got no good pitching. But hey, I'm a Boston sports fan no matter how good or bad the teams are. Fortunately for myself, over the course of my life, Boston teams have been pretty darn good. What has it been? 11 championships over the past 20 years. So I can't complain when one of them has a bad season now and then. But it'll take some patience with the Red Sox for sure. But I'll definitely be calling a number of their games over the course of the season as this shot's fired in and they score. The Capitals finally find the back of the net. It's Jakub Vrana with the goal to make it 5-1. A consolation goal nonetheless. It comes with 6:24 remaining in the third period. Well, let's see what happened here. I thought the Bruins were in possession. It did appear they were, and it looked to clear, I suppose, but it went right to Vrana, who fired one in. That's an absolute snipe from the right circle. A quick release, picked his spot, and not enough time to react for Yaroslav Halak, and it's a shutout no more, unfortunately, for the Boston netminder. He's had a great night, but no shutout for him in the end. A late goal from Washington now makes it 5-1. Bruins looking for a sixth. That backhand effort, by Marchand is blocked in front. Now here's Vrana. This is McAvoy who fires one in. Now looking to jam it home, and unable to do so was, I believe, Marchand. As the Capitals now clear, it's all the way down. To retrieve it is Bergeron, who will flip it forward all the way back with Zdeno Chara for Washington. Into the final 6 minutes. Through center, it's picked off by Wagner. Stanika plays it ahead for Bjork. Bjork in the far corner gets shoved into the wall by Chara. Here's a one-timer from Clifton and a save made by Samsonov. Too far forward here, as it will be an icing call against the Caps. There is some Hockey East action tomorrow, 7 Eastern time. This will be a good one. It's the Hockey East Women's Championship when Providence takes on Northeastern. A spot in the Frozen, not the Frozen Four, a spot in the NCAA tournament on the line. Both teams surely with Frozen Four ambitions. That should be a good one. And I believe ESPN are showing the women's Frozen Four this year, which is good. You know, I watched the men's hockey NCAA tournament here, which was a lot of fun, and good to see the women finally get on cable TV. 5:13 to go in the third period. That puck out of play. Final commercial break. I'm back for the last 5 minutes after this. 5-1, Boston by 4. All right, welcome back in, everybody. The Bruins with a 5-1 lead. What a game this has been. This has been a wild ride, hasn't it? Emotional game for sure. And Tom Wilson, surprise, surprise, was the instigator. Here's a game report for those of you just tuning in. Vrana with the lone goal for Washington about a minute ago, his 8th of the season. Marchand with 2 goals tonight and an assist. He has 12 goals now this season. Bergeron a goal and an assist. He now has 9 goals. Richie also getting on the score sheet for the Bruins. 5 minutes left in this one. The Bruins work it out through center into the final 5. Consolation time at this point as Boston have a 4-goal lead. This is now back with Conor Clifton. Clifton under some pressure, has it taken away in the far corner. The steal by Panik. Now it's Lars Eller. Eller in a battle. Pushed down, gets back up. Eller still in possession. Takes it into the high slot. Now down low. Nice setup, but that one-timer is blocked in front. Washington still with it. The centering pass by Eller picked off by Patrice Bergeron. Into the offensive zone went Pasternak. He was brought down. Now it's Tom Wilson in possession, being fought off by McAvoy. And the Bruins will, in the midst of a change, advance the puck into the offensive zone, brought in by Krejci. He'll shovel it in behind the Capitals goal, sent up to the right point by Smith. Back down low by McAvoy. Chara with the steal for the Capitals. Now on the left wing, it's Ovechkin. Ovechkin's pass stolen by Smith. Here come Boston, wanting a 6th. In on goal is Ritchie. The backhander saved, sent out in front. No one there for the Bruins. Still in the offensive zone, though. McAvoy across, and that pass off the mark. Zaboro onto it, but the Bruins will have to reset. Here's Dillon with 3.5 remaining. This puck all the way back for Justin Schultz. Now it's swung in by Ovechkin all the way around to the far side. Here's Backstrom in the corner. Sets up Ovechkin. The drive is saved. Puck loose in front, and now Wagner controls for the Boston Bruins. Final 3 minutes now. Here comes a 2-on-1. The shot is saved. What a chance that was for goal number 6. Bjork with the opportunity. Now this puck batted down out of the air by the glove of Samsonov. Another chance came about for Jack Studnicka. Now Halak sends it forward, and the play whistled off sides with 2 minutes and 41 seconds to play. Trent Frederick. A goal and a fight. Gotta love it. Yeah, Frederick was the other goal scorer. So it was Marchand with 2, Bergeron with 1, Ritchie and Frederick with the other 2 goals as well. Face off here in front of the Boston bench. It's won by the Capitals. Orlov lined it in around to the far side. Battle for the puck, controlled by Nick Dowd. Dowd's pass takes a deflection. Now it's Smith over to Coyle. Coyle down the left wing. Coyle behind the goal, still with it. Clifton sends it around, but the pass cut off by Jensen, and the Caps clear out to center. Elevating this puck is to Brusk, and that will actually go over the wall. Over the boards, I should say, with 2:01 to play. This is a big win here for the Bruins. Not just the fact that they got the 2 points, but in the manner of which they won the game. Face-off will come at center ice. I'll tell you what, the Bruins have the Devils up next, and they actually had some trouble with the Devils, you may remember. They met in the first 2 games of the season, and I think they lost to the Devils in regulation a week ago as well. But in the first 2 games of the season, I think they lost one of those games in a shootout as well. So the Devils are tricky for whatever reason for the Bruins. I'm not sure why. Here is Studnicka. Now it's Chara looking to get around Chris Wagner. And play is halted with 80 seconds to go. And we will have at least one final penalty. Chris Wagner will go to the box. It looks like he's called for a slash here on Char. Let's see. Yep, there it is. There's the slash. And so Washington will end the game on a power play. Face-off will be to the left of Halak. Washington empty-handed on the man advantage tonight. 0 for 2 with 5 shots. Washington win the face-off. It's held in the right circle. On the perimeter, it's Backstrom. Backstrom holds, plays it down low. The setup in front. Shot saved. Halak comes up big, and there's the clearance by Boston. All the way down behind the Washington goal. Samsonov will leave it for the incoming John Carlson. Carlson reverses, leaving it back for Backstrom. Now Ovechkin up the wall. Around, Halak controls, and he sends it down the length of the ice. Goalie to goalie. 35 seconds remain in the game now. Here's Ovechkin down the left wing. Ovechkin drops the shoulder. Now here's a chance in front. The shot saved by Halak. Now on the rebound, it's sent into the slot. The snipe off the post. Jakub Vrana was so close to a second. 12 seconds remain in the game now. Into the high slot, it's Carlson. Backstrom back to Carlson. Carlson's effort blocked in front. Jake DeBrusk getting in the way. And the next shot comes after the horn. That is it. It's all over at TD Garden. The Boston Bruins knock off the Washington Capitals by a score of 5-1. A dominant victory from the Bruins, getting revenge in the best way possible after a shootout defeat against this very Washington team 2 nights ago in this building. How about Jaro Halak's performance as well? 31 saves for the Boston netminder tonight. He didn't get a shutout. Was awfully close to it. Probably deserved one. But Vrana did get one past Halak late in the third period, a consolation goal for Washington, but that's all. And so the Capitals dropped to 13-6-4 on the season, and the Bruins improved to 13-5-3. That's how close it is at the top of the division between these two teams, with the likes of Pittsburgh, Philadelphia, and the Islanders all in the mix as well in this highly competitive, realigned division for this 2021 season. All right, that'll do it for my broadcast. I hope you guys enjoyed as the Bruins defeat the Capitals 5-1. I'm Samuel Reese signing off, saying good night. Enjoy your Friday night and enjoy your weekend. I'll see you tomorrow for Der Klassiker, the Bundesliga rivalry between Dortmund and Bayern. I can't wait. See you then, 12:30 Eastern time. Looking forward to it.